hits, just one of the major leaguers who have played in the Babe Ruth Cal Ripken World Series. We'll be back coming up with the second game, Kentucky against Hawaii. We'll be back after these messages. We're back at Cal Seniors Yard in Aberdeen, Maryland, as the Cal Ripken World Series rolls on. The international champions, the team from Mexico City, the two-time defending Cal Ripken World Series champs. They beat the Dominican Republic 1-0 in our first game. The second game still to come here, the USA Finals. Oahu, Hawaii, 5-0 in the tournament, will take on Lexington, Kentucky, 4-1 so far in the tournament. That is coming up, and we'll be back with more right after this.
After a summer of fun and a week of competition, a perfect completion of the summer before turning in one's baseball glove for a number 2 pencil would be to be crowned champion of the Cal Ripken World Series. The teams from Lexington, Kentucky and Oahu, Hawaii are one step closer. Who will represent the United States in the Cal Ripken World Series? That answer for you is next on Comcast Sportsnet. An international champion has been decided. Mexico will look to defend for the 3rd consecutive time, but who will it be from the national side? As we get set in this Cal Ripken World Series here out of Cal Seniors Yard in Aberdeen, Maryland for the U.S. Championship game. The Southeast Division champion from Lexington, Kentucky comes in to see the group from Oahu, Hawaii. A perfect 5-0 in Cal Ripken World Series play. Great to see everybody. Delighted you're with us for the national championship game here from the States. Michael Regai alongside Cal Ripken and Billy Ripken. We were wowed by Mexico's 1-0 shutout win over the Dominican Republic. But Cal, now we're going to talk offense in this particular United States championship game because the young men from Hawaii hit at a 389 clip. What do they got? 4 hitters over the 500 mark. They love to come in offensively, swing the bats, and as the saying goes, put a lot of points on the board.
Well, that's true. They've gotten here by swinging the bat and by scoring a lot of runs. They've averaged 10 runs a game. They've scored 50 runs in this World Series. They're led by a hitter by the name of QB Meyer. QB Meyer has 1 home run. He has 3 triples. He's one of those guys that are hitting over 500 as well. So we look for him to actually spark the offense a little bit today. But for Hawaii, it's all about the offense.
In the quarterfinals, Hawaii with 6 runs in the opening inning. They made it stand up as they beat the Bronx from New York City 6-3. Bill Ripken, multi-dimensional athletes on this Lexington, Kentucky squad. We were thrilled yesterday by Trevor Gott and Devin Jackson as those two pitched them into the championship game today. But both those guys swing the bats as well as get it done on the mound.
Well, it's a little different of a team than Hawaii. As Cal said, they do it with runs. This Lexington team's kind of down towards the bottom as far as their team productivity as far as scoring runs. Trevor Gott is amazing. We watched a great pitching matchup in Game 1. This guy's going to go out there and do it. They handle him a little bit differently, though. He's going to go out there and probably pitch the first inning, in my opinion. He'll strike out 2 out of the 3 or 3 out of the 3, and he'll go play a position or something, and they might bring him back into the meat of the order. They use him differently. They have several guys on the team that can throw, but Trevor's definitely the horse. And a key for Hawaii is they've got to find a way to score a run against him, in my opinion, if they want to win this game.
Yeah, for Kentucky, a shutout win. They beat Willamette Valley, Oregon 5-0 yesterday behind Trevor Gott and Devin Jackson. But Hawaii, though, again, the offense is eye-popping. And they made the 6 yesterday in the opening inning, Cal, stand up. When they get a lead like that on you, you're probably in a lot of trouble.
Well, Hawaii scores runs in bunches. They'll run the bases very, very aggressively. They have good team speed. And a lot of times at the big league level, when you say some teams run aggressively, that kind of stands for being stupid. But in this case, they run and put pressure on the offense.
Pressure on the offense.
Defense.
Pressure on the defense, indeed. And, again, this for the right to try to deny Mexico a 3rd straight Cal Ripken World Series championship tomorrow. And I really think they'll build 2 evenly matched ball clubs, but I don't think there's a real clear-cut favorite in this one between Hawaii and Kentucky. Do you?
I would agree. If I have to give the edge, I'm going to give it to Lexington, Kentucky, just because of the pitching that they have. because good pitching kind of eliminates good hitting sometimes. But Mexico has shown a little bit of an edge there that they might be able to be gotten. And both of these teams are going to be capable of actually being able to do that. Who goes on to play Mexico, we'll see next.
We hope you didn't miss the international championship game because, absolutely phenomenal, Cal, in terms of we build it as pitching excellence. That's the way it came down as both the pitching staffs from Mexico and the Dominican Republic were fabulous. And how about young Eduardo Vargas? He took a shot off the left ankle. He was in trouble in 4 of the 5 innings he worked, and he only gave up 1 and kept his club right there.
Well, I mean, if you really look back, there's that old argument that 1-0 games aren't very exciting, but I think that first game was really exciting. It was a gutsy performance by Eduardo. Many times he had to make a big pitch, and he rose to the occasion. He convinced me that potentially he could be considered a strikeout pitcher without a fastball that gets over 100 miles an hour. And
we somewhat questioned that before, as we opened the show before that game, because his strikeout numbers weren't that high, but here he works 5 innings, and fans, a tremendous performance by both. And I think when we talk about true gamers, Bill, this young man goes right to the top of my list, as we said, taking that shot off his ankle, stayed in the game, and got his club out of trouble in that 5th inning.
I think that word gamer sometimes gets thrown around a lot, but if you watch that game and you saw him compete, because that's what he did. He's not, he wasn't given the gift of being able to blow somebody away with his fastball. He did it with his brains. He did it with movement of pitches. He mixed in a little breaking ball, and he had guts. As you said, he was in trouble a lot of the game, always figured out a way to get out of it. And then that ball lined off his shin, and he gets up and strikes the last guy out he faced. That's a gamer right there.
I think it might be worthwhile to go in a little bit of an explanation in terms of what is allowed pitching-wise. And Cal, for instance, now, because you were describing it in the opening game, Gustavo Dominguez, he went 2 innings last night, went the first 4 today. What is his pitching eligibility for tomorrow night? Should Mexico deem, can they use him tomorrow night in the championship or World Series finale?
Well, there is strategy that goes into to deciding which pitchers pitch which innings. I mean, you can only pitch 6 innings in two consecutive days, but it replays at the next level. So no matter what happens in this game here, everybody's eligible to throw a full 6 innings in tomorrow's ball game. But the strategy is very, very interesting. Do you start your pitcher that only has 4 innings of eligibility and then run out there and take the risk, or do you save him back to maybe be in a closer role at the end of the game?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how that is divided up on the Mexican side of things. Both, we noticed in the latter stages of this one, both the squads from Hawaii and Kentucky got here to Cal Senior's Yard, and they watched the last couple of innings. And of course, Bill, we mentioned an intimidation factor potentially, but we saw the approach change from the Dominican Republic offensively against Gustavo Dominguez. The winner of, you got to get there first, obviously, but the winner of this one today may have to imply that same tact if Dominguez steps to the mound tomorrow night.
Well, there's 2 sides to that. I think that Hawaii's not intimidated by anybody. They've scored some runs, and they can score them in bunches. So if they get there, they're going to go up there and swing the bats no matter who they face. The other side of the coin is Lexington, Kentucky has a guy in Trevor Gott that can match him. And if the coaches choose to use him in that kind of a setup, the guy's got a good enough arm, an explosive fastball, throws a breaking ball up there. He strikes out about everybody that he faces as well. So they can match up with that club. Hawaii can score runs against them.
An international champion has been decided. We'll find out who will face Mexico. Will it be Kentucky or Hawaii? That's still to come. Right now, let's honor America with the playing and singing of our national anthem.
Fans, please rise as we honor our nation with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome the noteworthy homeschool choir from Harford County. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
By the dawn's early light, what so proud
to play and singing of our national anthem here at Cal Seniors Yard as we get set for the national division, the U.S. side, the championship game between Hawaii and the team from the state of Kentucky, the city of Lexington, and the Hawaiian contingent from the island of Oahu. Cal Ripken World Series first pitch time. Stephen Tollefson, the CEO of the Babe Ruth division of World Series Baseball, Babe Ruth League Incorporated. So the strike thrown by Stephen Tollefson as we get set for the U.S. Championship game. Comcast Sportsnet's presentation of the Cal Ripken World Series being brought to you by excitement starting to build as Lexington, Kentucky taking the field as they get set to battle Hawaii. All right, let's take a look at our starting lineups, and they're brought to you by our good friends at Chevrolet. Let's take a look at the Hawaii starting lineup under manager Gerald Oda. They're 5-0 in the national division. They'll lead it off with Timmy Arakawa, who turned a couple of sweet double plays yesterday. Gavin Okeda and QB Meyer, who's on the mound. They go 1-2-3. The middle three, Ryan Cortez, Ryan Yamani, and Jordan DePompe. And 7, 8, 9, Keilani Lagat Crawford at first base. Cash Kalohilani and Corey Kumazan will play in left field. And on the mound for Lexington, Bill Ripken, this is your guy who has saved a couple, got the start yesterday for one inning, Trevor Gott from Kentucky.
Not going to be much different than what we saw with the Mexico guys. This guy's got a really good fastball, uses the outside part of the plate effectively, can elevate the fastball, and he is definitely a punch-out pitcher. He's going to come get you with the number one.
All right, let's take a look at our Chevrolet defense lined up behind Trevor Gott. See that outfield features Wells, McCamey, and Kimbrell. And from third to first along the infield will be Van Bussum, Hoagland, Garrett, and Jackson. Broom behind the plate with Trevor Gott on the mound for Kentucky. So we're all set to go. Settle back and enjoy it as that leadoff hitter Timmy Arakawa will step in, facing Trevor Gott. And again, as we discussed with Cal in the open, this Hawaii ball club swings the bats better than anybody, and trying to attack that first pitch fastball, Arakawa fouling it off. A .389 team average with 8 hitters at 400 or better.
That gives you some idea of the mentality of the Hawaii team. They're up there to swing the bat. They're not up there to take. They're up there to get things going, get on base, create a little havoc.
And quickly, Trevor Gott ahead of Arakawa at 0-2.
You'll see a lot of leadoff hitters that go up there and try to work the count and take, try to get a walk or try to make the pitcher work deeper into the count.
Got him swinging. He worked down and away to Trevor Gott. He fans Timmy Arakawa. That looks like just a continuance, Bill, of his inning last night.
It's carbon copy. It just amazes me that these guys have command of their location with this velocity. First hitter of the game, he's already reached 79 miles an hour. No reason not to think that he's going to touch 80 today. And that might have been it right there.
Well, to give you a little perspective, to look at my chart here, 78 miles per hour. The equivalent from a 60-foot distance is 104. So now no big league hitter has to face 104. And so it gives you an idea of your reaction time. You have to be really quick, and in some cases you do have to start to cheat to get out there on the fastball.
I would venture to say that Mr. Gott here in the first inning, and we'll see how the Lexington coaches use him. I don't think he's even going to mix in a breaking ball. He's feeling good with the number one. He's going to throw it.
He just buried that four-seam fastball up in the letters right by Gavin Okada. Back-to-back strikeouts to start it for Trevor Gott. Let's take a look at our Nike keys to the game. And this Lexington Ball Club, guys, they've got to find a way to get on the board, don't they?
Yeah, they're down in the order, as we said, as far as the World Series teams goes, as far as scoring runs. And they're going to have to figure out a way to score some runs because Hawaii's bound to score a run or two, even if it's against Mr. Gott, and he's going to have it. When he's in the ball game, he's going to have to keep him shut down and keep Lexington with a good chance to hold down this high-scoring offense.
Well, and for the ball club from Oahu, this is a young man that can do just that. I mean, dial it up. He has put some big swings on the baseball in this Cal Ripken World Series. This is QB Meyer. He's homered and has 5 base hits. This is Sky to shallow deep left on that track and not being able to come up with it. Bouncing one hop over that wall, and that will be the automatic 2-base hit for QB Meyer. That baseball seemed to carry, bouncing on the track, and the 2-out double for Meyer.
Well, that ball traveled about 215 feet, I'd say.
Right.
And again, with a 200-foot fence, that's 1-0. QB has power. You know, I look at it, he has 5 hits in the series, and 4 of them are for extra bases. Now another one for an extra base hit. So when he hits the ball, he drives it.
Now Meyer trying to go to third, and he beat that throw.
And you can see we talked about the aggressiveness and running the bases, putting pressure on the defense. There's no wonder why he has 3 triples. Every ball that goes in the gap or every ball down the line would have been a triple. And if that ball had stayed in the inside the fence and had to make a play on it, he would have had a triple.
This situation right here puts an awful lot of pressure on this young catcher for Lexington because the guy throwing the balls as hard as Trevor is, with a man on third base, you know, one little miscue makes a run come across the plate.
A cleanup hitter, Ryan Cortez, has got him this down and away. So Cortez, a hard-hitting third baseman, he's homered a couple of times, so he's gone out of all the yards here at the Ripken complex.
Trevor Gott would be a joy to play behind because he gets the ball and he's throwing it. When you're playing infield behind a guy like this, you're more apt to make plays for him because you're ready. He's not putting you to sleep. He's getting the ball back. Put down your number 1 as the catcher, and here it comes.
QB Meyer at third base with a 2-2 from Gott. And that'll find the grassy knoll on the right side here at Cal Senior's yard.
Well, if you watched the first game, we had a chance to see how the hitters reacted to Gustavo's 78 miles an hour. And they were a little bit behind. They started to figure it out. But right now, you can see the Hawaii team certainly is coming on. They're swinging at 79-mile-an-hour fastball, and they're putting some good swings on it.
Another 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Fastball up and out of the strike zone. Trevor Gott will fan the side with a QB Meyer 2-base hit in between. Lexington to swing the bat. Great to have you part of it. This Cal Ripken World Series here at Cal Senior's Yard in Aberdeen, Maryland, after Hawaii threatened in the opening inning but did not get on the board. We take a look at how the Lexington, Kentucky squad lines up. They'll lead off with Grant Garrett at second base. Stephen Hoagland hits in that 2-hole at shortstop. And the young man you saw strike out the side, Trevor Gott, will hit third doing the pitching. 4, 5, 6. Devin Jackson, Stephen Kimbrell, and Reed Van Bussum. The center fielder is Scout McCamey. Austin Broom will do the catching. And Tyler Wells hits number 9 and plays left field. And we saw QB Meyer, fellas, just about go out of here with a bat. And now he heads to the mound, the talented left-hander from Hawaii.
Big lefty.
QB's not the power guy that we've seen so far. He throws the ball well, moves the ball around, can pitch a little bit. And QB actually enjoyed the World Series here last year as he's a repeat offender. He was here as an 11-year-old. It's good to see QB back.
Yeah, but again, I'm not going to fall in the trap as I fell into the first inning. The first game is I'm looking up his strikeout stats right now. He's punched out 12 in 6 innings, so I'm going to have to call him a strikeout guy right from the get-go. But he's from the left side, and he's a big, tall kid. Let's see how hard he throws.
And he's facing Grant Garrett.
74, so we'll see. I'd say he is a power pitcher.
Garrett, the leadoff hitter for Kentucky. as Kentucky was victorious over Willamette, Oregon last night in the quarterfinals, Cal, as they rode that strong pitching performance of Gott and Jackson and made it stand up.
I'm still enamored. I'm looking up my chart right here. 75 miles per hour, just to give you perspective again, is 100 miles per hour at the big league equivalent. So, certainly that ball's rushing up there in a really quick way, and the hitters have to make up their mind very quickly on whether to swing at the fastball or not.
And along those lines too, and talking with the Kentucky coaches, they say, we swing the bats better than this, because as we said, they're down in the order as far as runs scored in the World Series. But you got to think about it, when you come here to the World Series, you're facing regional champions. These guys have won 8 states. So the pitching's going to get a little bit better. So I believe they scored runs when they were getting here. But when you're running up against this, and as Cal said, 75 is equivalent of 100. That's gas.
QB Meyer just came on that inside corner. That looked like it had some late bite to it, fellas, and it locked up Grant Garrett for the Meyer strikeout. Let's take a look at our Chevrolet Hawaii defense. Ryan Cortez and Timmy Arakawa on the left side of the infield, with Jordan DePompe and Kalani Lagat Crawford at second base and first base. Quimazan, Yamani, and Okada in the outfield. And I like the young man behind the plate. We saw him really handle that pitching staff well during this week. Cash Kaliohilani, who catches QB Meyer. So here's Stephen Hoagland. Hoagland, the right-handed hitting shortstop. Lexington, 268, Cal, as a team. They average just a little over 3 runs per game. And they've homered just one time in this Ripken World Series.
At the same time, though, Trevor's hitting about 600. I think he's 7. What is Trevor's numbers?
7 for 11.
And so he's got the extra base hit power, and Trevor runs the bases really well. So they have one of the leading hitters on a lineup that doesn't have a lot of offense, at least in this tournament. He scored 17 runs, and again, which is an average just a little over 3 runs a game. They certainly have the pitching that helps them go 4-1. But they could have a breakout game offensively, because I'm sure they're capable.
And if we want to talk about that one game that they lost, that was already after they locked up the #1 seed. And I'm sure that they might not have thrown some people out there that they typically would have. So don't be misled by the 4-1 that they've actually lost. This is a very sound team with some dominating pitching.
QB Meyer ready to deal that 2-2 pitch, and that's going to miss downstairs. And that count runs out full now to right-handed hitting shortstop Stephen Hoagland.
The hardest part about this gig up here in the broadcast booth is looking at trying to see the center field camera and this angle from above, watching whether the pitches are high or low. I can't tell.
All right. Well, we'll discuss that a little bit further as QB Meyer will walk as Stephen Hoagland, first runner for Kentucky. Let's check in with the 4th member of our telecast crew, Brent Harris. Staying cool down there?
Nice little breeze coming through as Trevor Scott heads to the plate. This is a kid that is not only getting it done on the mound, but also at the plate. Of course, on the mound, he's yet to give up an earned run in the Cal Ripken World Series. He has a win and 2 saves, but at the plate, he's batting a cool .636 with 4 runs scored, 2 triples, and a double. Michael, I would call that a double threat.
Brent, I agree with you, and you sound like you're very impressed by the offensive work of Trevor Gott, and you're absolutely right. 7 come 11, Bill Ripken. That seems like that's a winning hand just about anywhere, huh?
It wins in a couple places, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Trevor's on base percentage is a whopping 73%.
Got the outside corner there. Well, Cal, when you're getting the ball 73% of the time, then you're going to hit in the middle of the lineup for your manager.
He could be the get dirty player of the game, just because he's on base so much and sliding so much.
And we'll see how that unfolds as we put the awards out. Now Kalani will throw behind as Stephen Hoagland, who just got back with a dive. There we saw QB Meyer go to that breaking ball, and he had Trevor Gott well out in front to get ahead of him 1-2.
I'm sure
It's a nice little breaking ball right there. We had Mariano Rivera in the first game with Mexico. I'm going to go with Andy Pettit right here.
Oh, that's a good call.
Very good call.
Good call.
He was here last year, right?
Yes.
QB Meyer, along with his running buddy Gavin Okeda, who's stationed in right field. They played as 11-year-olds.
He had a big grand slam here last year, too.
2-2 pitch. Another breaking ball. That's bounced slowly up that third baseline, and it'll kick foul.
QB's been reading stats, too, on Trevor. He's mixing them up pretty good, throwing him small speed pitches to see if he can handle the breaking ball.
Yeah, well, he sees 7 for 11. I'm just not going to throw this guy fastballs.
No.
On the other side of things, though, I think when Trevor Gott sees somebody 7 for 11, he says, I'm still throwing you fastballs.
He showed us that in the opening inning. That 2-2 will miss downstairs, so that Gott has run full now on Trevor Gott.
And when you're really good, you seem to get those close pitches in your favor.
Is he going to challenge him with the fastball here?
Yes.
We'll see.
He's not going to go ahead and mess around with that breaking ball, I don't think. I don't think he wants to give him a free pass.
Now that payoff pitch.
Fastball away.
Gott's hanging tough. Another big stick is in that on-deck circle. Devin Jackson, who Bill Ripken, there's Devin, has very affectionately dubbed Boomer Jr. You want to tell him why?
No, I was off the air, dude. Come on, anyway.
No, that's bounced out a big hop.
Could be two.
Arakawa tried to go to second, and that baseball glanced off the glove of Jordan DePonte, and now wheeling to third is Stephen Hoagland. So what could have been an inning-ending double play turns into a Hawaii miscue after they were so sharp defensively, fellas, yesterday in that middle infield.
Those are one of those things, as I said in game one, when Pops used to say, take care of all the little things. This could be a tailor-made ball right here. Firm one hopper, makes a little bit of a firm throw, a little bit high, and maybe the second baseman's just thinking about getting that second out before he gets the first one. And we always got to get one before we can get that second one.
Make sure the first one.
Well, here is a left-handed hitting. Devin Jackson was going to square and takes it high. Now that throw was cut off. Now that throw from Meyer back to Arakawa almost got Trevor Gott, who had rounded the bag.
Lexington's a very aggressive team, too, and I don't think they've been able to show it that much because they have been slumping a little bit during this World Series. But in talking with the Lexington coaches when they first got here, they were looking at all the fields for their ground rules, and they were talking about triples. And you don't hear too many teams talking about that.
Oh, Trevor can really run, too.
Yes.
Again, in the skills competition, we had a timed relay running around the bases, and he was one of the guys that jumped out. He just strides really smooth. He's mature. He's strong. He gets around the bases really fast. Lexington taking a page out of the Hawaii book to put a little pressure on by running the bases.
And the big RBI man at the plate, Devin Jackson, with 7 runs driven in the Cal Ripken World Series. That's on the outside corner. Well, Trevor Gott, Billy, needed a pitch there, down 2-0, and he came up with it.
QB's got a dangerous hitter up at the plate, and I'm going to use some more ball talk. He's looking very hitterish in the batter's box. That's what we say from time to time. He looks relaxed. He looks comfortable.
QB Meyer will miss upstairs with that 2-1, so make it 3-1 now on Devin Jackson as Kentucky threatens in their first turn at the plate against Meyer.
Yeah, you can tell a lot about a hitter the way he takes a pitch, whether he's in a good position to swing the bat. And you can tell that he was ready to swing the bat there and very calmly took the pitch out of the strike zone. So he's seeing the ball very well.
Hence the definition, hitterish.
Hitterish. There you go.
Hitterish.
But a couple at scoring position. Let's see if young Mr. Devin Jackson is sitting on a fastball on this 3-1 pitch from Meyer. Well, he got that fastball, and it looked to be right down the pipe.
Right down Broadway.
He might have changed his eyesight a little bit. QB's been staying a little bit away, throwing high, and then that one looked like it might have got the inner part of the plate. Might have surprised him a little bit.
Meyer's 3-2 pitch to Jackson. Got him swinging. That is a big strikeout for left-handed QB Meyer with 2 in scoring position in the very first inning.
Ran that ball in on him. He stayed away all the time, and then this ball runs right in under his hands. Couldn't quite get to that one. I think that surprised him.
Devin Jackson
Once again, at this age group, there's an awful lot of pressure put on these catchers. Throwing this hard from a short distance.
Ooh, he got the head out.
All right, the wild pitch and the pass ball seems to come into play.
Stephen Kimbrell at the plate. Kimbrell, you see, with the 1 RBI, 3 for 11 during World Series play. So Devin Jackson not able to pick up a couple in scoring position. Now Kimbrell's job a little bit tougher with 2 down against QB Meyer. Who's ahead at 0-2.
He let that one go a little bit.
We talked in the earlier game that you need a nice, short, compact swing.
But Stephen Kimbrell is going to get a gold star on his Lexington, Kentucky helmet because his favorite player is some guy that wore number 8 in orange and black.
I knew there was something wrong with him.
0-2 pitch.
Foul tip.
Yeah,
He's still alive. I got to
piece.
root for him now.
Yeah.
I got to be a little
That's
biased.
how you, well, because he knows that's how you used to fight off 0-2 pitches when you were fooled, right?
So maybe he has 100 different stances he's going to show us before the game's over.
Please do.
I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Cal used to 0-2 take sometimes.
Uh-huh.
He was convinced that the ball wasn't going to go across home plate, and he wasn't going to look bad swinging at the slider in the dirt.
Gotcha. As that breaking ball, that 0-2 pitch, and Stephen Kimbrell is down on strikes. 2 big strikeouts for QB Meyer as Kentucky leaves a couple stranded. Scoreless after 1. Those that have watched Mexico beat the Dominican Republic now trying to find out who's going to tangle with that Mexican team here at Cal Senior's Yard on this beautiful Saturday afternoon for baseball. Glad you're a part of it. The 2005 Cal Ripken World Series here out of the Ripken Baseball Complex in Aberdeen. Michael Regai with Bill Ripken, Cal Jr. Doing some of his other broadcast duties for this inning, so he'll head over to the radio side. As Billy, we've had a lot that have traveled to the mainland. Many fans following from the island of Oahu, their outstanding 11 and 12-year-olds here in your World Series.
Hawaii's always had a pretty good following when they've come in, coming over here with a lot of people. The other amazing thing, too, is the host families that we've used to house these kids. The Hawaiians are like the first ones to sign back up to get them. I think they really enjoy their company when they come over. The nicest bunch that come over here, and not that any of them are bad, but it seems like the Hawaii host families always jump at the opportunity to open up their homes to the Hawaii kids again.
I had a chance to talk to a lot of the host families yesterday, and what a marvelous job they do in spreading wonderful baseball passion to allow those from all over the world to be housed.
It's a big commitment. You're taking kids for 2 weeks, and we make you take them by the twos to try to do that and get things done. So I know if you stuck around in between games, Brent Harris was doing a little story on the host families. It's a big commitment, but we've got some good people around here that like doing it, enjoy doing it, like baseball.
Real good swing from right-handed hitting second baseman Jordan DuPont. You saw Ryan Yamani fly out to Kentucky's Tyler Wells in left field to start this inning.
I think you can already see that the ability that Hawaii has to swing the bat, and it doesn't take you long. They got a double out of QB in the first inning and left him stranded, but these guys are getting the bat hit out there towards the baseball, and Trevor Gott's throwing extremely hard. So I don't think that you can throw too hard for this team of Hawaii.
1-2 pitch. He got him swinging as Trevor Gott again working that outside corner with that good heat as he racks up his 4th strikeout here of the 5 he's retired. And
then again, right on cue. I don't think you can throw too hard for Hawaii, so we'll just blow him away with an outside fastball.
Now the pitching in this 05 Ripken World Series this week has been just absolutely impressive. You just say wow, Bill, when you see some of these talented arms.
It's been more dominant this year than in the years past. It really has. There's more guys in the Trevor mode right here that are throwing the ball firm, and like I said earlier, it's amazing their command. They're 12 years old, and they're throwing out there towards the outside corner. They have a really good idea where it's going, and they're not losing velocity in doing it.
Some sage old baseball men would say what Trevor Gott is doing right now is just an elevated game of pitch and catch, huh? As he again has fanned Kalani Lagat Crawford. So 2 more strikeouts in the second inning. A quick second. We're scoreless after 1.5. Beautiful Cal Seniors Yard here in Aberdeen, Maryland, the site of the 2005 Cal Ripken World Series. Oh, Hawaii does love Comcast Sportsnet, and we're delighted that you're with us. Our producer Chris Grain, our director Bill Bell, and our outstanding crew, all of them showing you the outstanding pictures out of Cal Seniors Yard. And Bill, in a little ways down the road, this facility is going to expand even greater, isn't it?
We're going to drop a 198-room hotel out there in right field and make it look like the warehouse downtown, and that's going to be a real treat. When you're sitting here and you see the camera panning out, you won't be able to see our minor league ballpark because that hotel will be right there in between. And every detail of the warehouse we're going to try to bring here. I think it'll be great for the families to come in for the World Series. Then you stay in the hotel rooms that are facing inward, and you don't have to leave your room. You can just sit right there and watch the game.
Baseball in its purest form, and the Ripken way here in Aberdeen.
Well, there's one thing about baseball, and it's had its bumps and bruises along the way, and as well as anything. But when you watch 12-year-olds play, and what we're doing up at your academy, and what we're trying to provide for these youngsters, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the actual game. At the highest level, we got some problems, and hopefully there's some smart people out there that are going to fix that. But the actual game of baseball, this is good.
We'll discuss that a little bit in greater detail as we roll on through the afternoon. That breaking ball is cued off the bat of Reed Van Bussum. Meyer off the mound, and he'll throw out Van Bussum to open up the second.
That's just a great job of composure right there by QB. That ball's in the danger area, the Bermuda Triangle. That could be panic. And once again, he's a 12-year-old kid who calmly goes over there, catches the ball, makes a strong, accurate throw. He's out. Other kids might panic on that play and create a little bit too much pressure, but he's very calm, very relaxed, and just makes a fine play right there. Eliminates a base run.
Now here's one of the, I think, just terrific baseball names that we've had a chance to chat about all week. Scout McCamey.
There he is.
I mean, what could be better for baseball than Scout McCamey? And he hopes there are those type of scouts that will look at him as his baseball career goes through high school and maybe the collegiate level.
Well, I think there's an awful lot of players that come through here in the World Series that scouts are going to watch from time to time, and hopefully they'll take a look at everybody that's here.
5'1", 95-pounder, fooled there by that pitch up and out of the strike zone by QB Meyer. So Meyer has racked up his 4th strikeout of the afternoon, of the first 5 that he's retired.
Cal made sure that he wasn't going to make that mistake talking about QB, not listed necessarily as a strikeout pitcher, but big, tall drink of water out there, left-hander throwing a little breaking ball, seems to have relaxed a little bit and settled down after the rough first, throwing the ball well.
There's a right-handed hitting catcher now. This is Austin Broom. Broom hitting out of the number 8 spot. And QB Meyer continuing to just deal in that strike zone. Bill, I'm amazed at how, I think we've talked about this, but all these pitchers just get ahead. It's strike one.
I mean, everybody wants to strike people out. We know that, and sometimes the importance of the strikeout kind of gets too far down the road. The only way you strike somebody out is you got to get strike one first. It puts you in such a defensive hole when you're hitting sometimes to be down 0-1 constantly. It opens up the door for the pitcher to do almost anything he wants, and you can do that effectively with strike one.
That's bounced to third and near the bag. Ryan Cortez will fire across, and he'll get Austin Broom. That'll end inning number 2. We're still scoreless. We'll head to the third here at Comcast Sportsnet presentation of the Cal Ripken World Series out of Aberdeen, being brought to you by Donruss, past, present, always. Also by Nike Baseball and the Nike Aero bats. They are the quickest bats in the game. By Whisk Laundry Detergent. Go ahead, get dirty. And by Aflac, ask about it at work. Zeros on the board after 2. And Cal Ripken has rejoined us from his radio duties. Trevor Gott Jr. has moved to shortstop now. And here's Stephen Hoagland, who's been very impressive in his work on the mound during this World Series.
Well, again, you look him up in the stat sheet here. He's won 2 games in this series. He hadn't started any games. He's pitched 7 innings, and he's only allowed 2 hits. And again, going back to that strikeout stat that we really love to focus on, he's got 11 punch-outs.
First pitch swinging. Cash Kalohelene, the catcher. And I really enjoyed watching this young man at the plate. He's kind of got that Pudge Rodriguez build, the catcher for Hawaii Cal. And he loves to throw the baseball behind runners all around the diamond and take charge from behind the plate. And you just got to love that attitude in the catcher.
Well, again, Billy places a big emphasis, as do all of us, on the position of catcher. After all, Dad was a catcher. We can't help but say that. We got used to saying that a long time ago. But a catcher does impact the game in many, many ways. He handles a pitcher. He gives them a sense of confidence. And if you have a catcher that can throw, he can control the game in very positive ways, like Pudge Rodriguez does in the big leagues.
So Stephen Hoagland.
I love to see a catcher that has the confidence to throw.
I do too.
Because you're gonna run the risk of making some mistakes.
1-2 pitch on the ground. Base hit right side. Oh, that sharply hit ground ball into right field for the leadoff single from Cash Kalohelani. He's been swinging a good bat and running the defense in this Cal Ripken World Series.
It looks like a little off-speed pitch. He's heading down. He stayed on top of it and drove it through the infield. Hard ground ball. And now that they get the leadoff hitter on, I don't know what the stats are. You've done enough baseball in your time to know what the stats are. The first guy getting on.
Move him over? Or score a run, rather.
How many times did that score a run?
Usually, if it's a walk, it's about near 70%.
Right.
So I don't see why it would be any different if a leadoff man gets a base hit.
It must be different psychologically if there's a gift and there's a walk-on.
Corey Quimzon now taking that big cut, and that throw behind Kalohelani will come from Austin Broom, the Kentucky catcher.
Did you and Bill talk about the strategy of Trevor going back to shortstop when I was gone?
We got into it a little bit, but we can develop it a little further, as there now Quimzon will show bunt and went right through it.
Well, he has 2 innings of eligibility, and so now he's back at shortstop. I wonder what the thinking and what the plan is for him later in the game.
Sure. Because he can come back to the mound. It'll be interesting. As Stephen Hoagland working upstairs and out of the strike zone. He gets the strikeout from Corey Quimzon. Let's check in down on the field with our Brent Harris. Brent.
Well, Michael, we're with the skipper, Kenny Gant, who, look, you just made a pitching change there, Skip, and you took out Trevor Gott, who was pitching terrific, but he only has 4 innings today, and with the ability to put him back in, I guess you might be saving him for later in the game.
We do. We've got to get 2 good innings out of Stephen Hoagland here, and right now we think it's the time to bring him in, and we just got to keep shutting him down, and we got to score 1 or 2, because 1 or 2 runs is going to win this game.
Appreciate it, Skip. Let you get back to the game, and you know what, Stephen Hoagland, not a bad guy to put in. He hasn't given up an earned run yet, either in this Cal Ripken World Series. Michael?
Appreciate it, Brent. And so, Cal, there's the answer right from Kenny Gant as to how, good question on your part. And we got, as we said, we started to touch on a little bit, but hey, who better than the skipper that's making the decisions to break it down for us?
And I guess you're saving Trevor for the middle of the lineup, and they try to look, and he wants to get 2 innings. I wonder which 2 innings. You know, does he go back and forth two or three times, bringing him back in the game, or does he want to go 2 innings consecutively with Stephen?
Well, Billy was talking about that last night in our discussions with Kenny Gant earlier in the week regarding he does it by matchup in terms of where in the lineup the opposition may be, and that is how Kenny Gant was speaking of, has based his decision on when and how Gott stays on the mound or goes to another position.
Well, it's kind of funny. The beauty of specialization has trickled all the way down to the 12-year-olds.
Your World Series, as Stephen Hoagland will power that fastball by Timmy Arakawa. Arakawa, who struck out against Trevor Gott in the opening inning. This Hawaii ball club absolutely impressing everybody with their fundamentals and their technique, as Hoagland missed there, and Timmy Arakawa, the leadoff hitter, drawing that free pass. So the walk to Arakawa now puts a couple aboard as Hawaii threatens here in the third.
Yeah, you might have to go back to Trevor before you know it. I know the idea is to bridge 2 innings, but with a base hit and a walk, you might be coming up to the heart of the order with people in scoring position.
Yeah, very true. Here's Gavin Okada. Try to put a bunt down, but it's in the air, and Jackson will take care of it coming down toward the plate from his first base position. So Devin Jackson putting the squeeze on that failed bunt attempt from Gavin Okada.
I saw the look in Devin's eyes. He was thinking about dropping that ball, and you're certainly that's a good opportunity to let the ball hit the grass and let it go back.
Well, let's see. Here comes Kenny Gant and Cal QB Meyer, the number 3 hitter, who's already doubled off Trevor Gott. That 2-base hit that almost got out of here the opposite way in left field. Maybe what's the conversation here? Maybe regarding Meyer at the plate.
Well, you got first and second. You're not going to put him on necessarily, but I think the thought is we're not going to let QB beat him. We're going to bring Trevor right back in.
How about that?
Again, it's almost like the and I guess Billy and I got on this discussion on our XM radio show about the value of John Smoltz, you know, going from a closer to a starter. And Billy made up the point, well, as a starter, you certainly can get into a game and impact a World Series by 1-4-7, but you can also bring him in relief in between times.
Sure.
And that doesn't happen at the big league level, but certainly with Trevor, you're starting to see some specialized matchups, and then send him back to shortstop and try to get the most out of his 4 innings in this game.
Well, this is what I brought up just a minute ago, and this is what we learned from Kenny Gant in our conversations throughout the week, that he does it in terms of where the opposition is in the order. If they're 3, 4, 5, he's probably going to go back and get Trevor Gott.
Go to his power, ride his horse. That's riding his horse in a different way.
Yes, it is. So here it is, the 3rd place hitter, QB Meyer. But again now, just about a half hour ago, Meyer lifted that opposite field 2-base hit to left off Gott.
Got a good swing.
Scott will get ahead on that Meyer foul ball.
QB, as we said, he had 5 hits going in, and 4 of those were extra base hits, 3 triples and a homer, and now he has another extra base hit and a double. He's not being fooled by the fastball. He's a little bit late on it, but he's got a good look at it, put a good swing on it.
Well, we noticed left fielder Tyler Wells for Kentucky has moved closer to that left field line after that 2-base hit from Meyer early on. But Trevor Gott will rear back and blow that fastball by Meyer. Trevor Gott coming back to the shortstop position to rack up the big strikeout.
I don't know.
Yeah, you've got to put the paint on with the colors from Oahu as the Hawaiian contingent here at Cal Senior's Yard in Aberdeen. We're delighted you're a part of it, along with Cal Ripken Jr. and Billy Ripken. I'm Michael Regai, as these managers certainly moving the chess pieces around, fellas, managing the X's and O's as we see a positional move being made defensively right now for the team from Oahu, as Joe Yokoi has taken over in left field. So that's Joe Yokoi, a youngster in left field.
There's a lot of strategy going on that makes my brain hurt actually looking at it. I mean, I don't know. Let's go play short. No, you come in, punch him out. Interesting to see what they do in the next frame. I was a little bit leery of, not running Mr. Gott out there again because of the firepower that Hawaii has. But yeah, that one paid off right there.
So the number 9 hitter, Tyler Wells, to lead things off now. Trying to put a bunt down.
He might make it.
Meyer's got to hurry that throw, and not in time, as Tyler Wells put that bunt down beautifully. There looked to be a little indecision, guys, between QB Meyer and first baseman Kalani Lagat Crawford.
Absolutely.
I think going into it, too, with not having his first knock yet in the World Series, I thought the second baseman may have been playing too far up the middle on him, especially as hard as QB's throwing. Would have been a close play right there.
There's some of the indecision you can see from that angle, and it doesn't take much And again, that's where communication, if you're coming in, you want to run that pitcher off if you're anywhere near the ball, and that's when you scream as loud as you can to chase him off the ball so you can make that play.
Back to the top of the Kentucky hitting lineup for Grant Garrett, the second baseman. Cal, in that situation, when we talk about, again, just how to fundamentally handle that, should QB Meyer have been the one to be hollering right from the get-go as he got off the mound if he felt he could make the play?
Well, in the big league sense, you want your infielders running the pitchers off the ball. But in this sense, you really want your pitchers handling the ball. So after I said that, I really thought, well, maybe I should go back to the youth side. QB, he could come off the mound and he could make the call. You know, he could say, look, I got it, get away from me, and run the first baseman off of it, and he would be able to make that play. But in the big league level, you really want to eliminate your pitchers. There's very few really good fielding pitchers that you want them handling the ball in those kind of situations. So as a third baseman, I always thought that if the ball's coming my way and there's any indecision whatsoever, I'm running the pitcher off the ball.
Sure, yeah. Well, we had the pleasure, you guys are playing behind, and me of broadcasting. Mike Messina, I thought he handled that as well as about any pitcher in the game, and coming off the mound and being able to make decisions and make plays and fielding bunts or balls that were cued to either side of the mound.
Well, Mike Messina is one exception to the rule. He's a great athlete. He can play many other sports, and that was, as a third baseman, you realize that when he's on the mound. Say, let me give him a chance to make the play.
Garrett will put a bunt down, and Legat Crawford tried to make the play in fair territory, and everybody is going to be safe.
This game still comes down to execution right here, and we had a little lapse and indecision on the first bunt play. This ball was probably going to go foul, and it's okay for the first baseman to come up with the idea, may have been, to go ahead and get the out, but mishandling that play, now we got first and second with no outs, and that's a pretty ill-advised attempt to try to throw the guy out at second base as well.
Well, the bunt is working in this inning.
Yes, it is. I think Legat Crawford actually kicked the baseball a little bit after it glanced off his glove. Couple of boards, Stephen Hoagland will square around.
Now, this is a situation right here, and I know it's worked out for the first two times they bunted down the first base line. But the third baseman staying way back on this one. If he can put a ball down the third base line, he might be able to walk to first base.
Yeah.
Third baseman's trying to stay back to try to get the force out. This is one where you want to make him come in and field the ball. Nobody's going to be at third base.
They might have changed the play here. It looks like the third shortstop sneaking over to cover third. And really, there's some basic plays here in the first and second no-out situation. You can have the third base stay back. You can have him charge and bring the shortstop over to cover. Or you can bring everybody in and charging in the middle to try to make that force out of third base.
I think one of the principles that we try to teach is keeping it simple. I think you need to discuss how you're going to get that out. And sometimes not worrying about that guy on third base so much. Or getting to third base. Let's see if we can't get an out. If they're willing to give us one, let's take one.
And QB Meyer just worked the outside corner to Stephen Hoagland. Bill, I was just going to ask you that in this regarding wheel plays and what have you defensively. Maybe best keep it simple rather than complicated.
There's a lot of times at the big league level that the wheel play gets fouled up and things do something because there's a level of execution that we miss.
How about that beautiful breaking ball that QB Meyer just dropped on Stephen Hoagland? Thing of beauty on the inside edge.
Again, when he needs to make a pitch and he's in a jam, and maybe not necessarily all his fault, he comes back and makes a key pitch for a strikeout. Gives himself and the team a chance to get out of this.
Now, this is an interesting setup because in the last inning, and they're going to walk him with first and second right here.
A lot of strategy going on in this game.
They're thinking. My brain hurts. I want to manage in the big leagues because I don't think you have to make as many moves as we're seeing right here.
No, you don't. Intentional pass to Trevor Gott.
We got 6 innings of just we're going to manage.
Well, but here's the thing. I mean, how many times first base is occupied? You don't see this very often.
They did it to Mr. Bonds a few times at the big league level because you do have a base open, and I guess they're going to go back to last inning and think about QB matching up against Devin, and he got the punch out on him.
It's very interesting, though. We talked about him or QB reading the stat sheet, seeing Trevor's numbers. We know that the coaching staff and the managers have read the stat sheet too now.
Well, when Lexington, Kentucky was playing West Raleigh 4 days ago, and Trevor Gott was on the hill, the Hawaiian coaches were sitting behind home plate on Memorial Stadium with the radar gun. And they were watching Trevor throw then. They're students. They come out, they watch all the games. The coaches kind of come out incognito, don't wear necessarily their colors, just kind of hanging out.
Ooh, painting the outside corner, QB Meyer. Now this is the leading RBI man from Kentucky, Devin Jackson. That stocky first baseman pitcher.
Devin's got to find a way to put this ball in play right here and see if he can't catch a run across the board.
Hitting with a bases loaded and only one out.
Oh my
the
goodness.
Outside Black again, and Devin Jackson a little bit perplexed at that right hand that went up, and he's in an 0-2 hole.
Well, I'm perplexed too.
Did you say the outside black right there?
Well, yeah, I meant the black of the dugout steps.
Woo-wee.
We do have a good angle for that up here.
The 0-2. Took a little off. Got Jackson out in front, and QB Meyer on that off-speed breaking ball after painting the outside edge. Racking up the big strikeout of Devin Jackson for out number 2.
Here's the breaking ball right here on the 0-2 pitch. That's just a tough one to lay off. I feel for you, Devin. You had to go out there and protect because the home plate seemed to have grown a little bit. Just a little.
Key moment in this one. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd. On the inside edge is QB Meyer to Stephen Kimbrell. As QB Meyer is an artiste at the moment. His paint jobs.
Is that be painting? I don't think an artist uses a 2.5-foot wide roller.
Got to get the bat started like that. As Stephen Kimbrell fouls it right side, and now he's in an 0-2 hole. And he just watched from the on-deck circle. Meyer dropped that off-speed breaking ball on Devin Jackson.
Yeah, both last 2 times in 0-2 count, he went to the breaking ball.
And this is where the catcher comes into play because you got a man on 3rd.
Went with the fastball that time. He tried to go in with it, missed his location by a lot.
I think he's just showing it to him.
And that's a great job by the catcher right there because, as you said, he set up in, and QB missed off the plate away. Got a recipe for a little bit of trouble.
Tyler Wells, Grant Garrett, and Trevor Gott. All the bags are occupied for Kentucky. And there's that breaking pitch. That stayed up and away as the count will level at 2-2.
Well, I wouldn't think that he'd want the count to run to 3-2 and risk having to make a pitch on 3-2. This is an old seniorism too.
You wonder if how this game's gone, and they've had some people in scoring position and not scored, if they got any tricks up their sleeves as far as some sort of gadget play on the base pass to try to create something.
Blew him away through that high heat right by Stephen Kimbrell. QB Meyer pitching out of a spot with a couple of big strikeouts. We'll head to the 4th. Halfway home, 3 innings in the books. Let's take a look at our Nike baseball highlights of this Cal Ripken World Series. And Trevor Gott has been a strikeout machine, fellas, in 2 1/3 innings of work. And here's a big one here when he got QB Meyer as he came back from the shortstop spot to do it in that tough situation that Kentucky was in.
All kinds of strategy. And working it.
It's working for both sides.
Working the strategy. You got an intentional walk, your man on 1st and 2nd, 1 out. 2 punch-outs later.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you like pitching and defense, you've come to the right place today. In 9 innings of baseball between the international championship game and now here in the United States side, we've had 1 run on the board, and that came in the 1st inning of game 1 as Mexico made it stand up and beat the Dominican Republic.
So maybe that would be one of the rule changes in the big leagues. Move the pitching mound up a little bit.
Move it up a little bit.
We can see some of these games.
Well, if Commissioner Seelig is listening, if he wants to bring that aspect back to the game.
I'll tell you what, Ryan Cortez has had some really good swings into at bats. He struck out on a high fastball the first time up, and he's swinging the bat here.
QB and him are the power guys. He's got 2 homers, and QB's got the other one for the Wise 3 homers on the World Series. There's no intimidation there at home plate, but the other thing when you're watching from this angle here is Gott's got a little crossfire in him. He's stepping towards 3rd base when he's throwing, so he's throwing across his body a little bit. It's got to be tough on righties.
2-2 pitch. Cortez had that pretty good rip.
There's nothing intimidated about this man up at home plate. He's not intimidated who's standing out there on the mound.
Well, I see where he hacks now. His favorite player? David Ortiz, Big Papi.
Grip it and rip it.
Of the Boston Red Sox.
He's got a little armor on his left elbow too, doesn't he?
That's Big Papi style, isn't it, Junior?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, David Ortiz didn't swing the bat that way, though, when he was with the Minnesota Twins. And now he is turned into a mammoth home run hitter.
Well, he had flashes of that power, I remember, with the Minnesota Twins. At least he did,
obviously
did against us.
Yeah, well, you're right. At the Baggy Dome, I remember a few.
Yeah.
Another 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging, and Cortez is gone. Looked like he might have got a piece of that high fastball that was out of the zone, but apparently not.
No, I don't think he did by the reaction of
the hitter himself.
Exactly. Brian left the plate not thinking. High fastball, one of the hardest pitches to catch up to is a high fastball. And that ball looked like it had a little sail to it, too.
Trevor Gott has now K'd 7 hitters in his 2 2/3 innings of work.
Is that good?
That would be rather exemplary, yeah.
As I said earlier, he'd be fun to play behind because you're always ready. But then you'd almost get mad at him because you don't get any action out there.
You get bored.
Right.
You're ready, but you're bored.
Dude, this is fun, but give up the ground ball every now and then. Let me play.
Well, that's a very good point because, I mean, the infielders, per se, of Kentucky, they tend to get back on their heels a little bit, maybe get a little complacent.
I wouldn't think they get back on their heels because they have to be always ready because he's throwing. And they throw the ball around the infield like every 15 seconds. So they're ready.
So they are getting action.
They probably play catch very well. There's a punch out, they throw the ball around the infield. Once again, the command of the outside part of the plate. Throw into a target with velocity.
Well, Gott, after fanning Ryan Yamane, now will face Jordan DuPont, the right-handed hitting second baseman. As Gott falls behind at 2-0.
Oh, that's a good hack.
That was a good swing.
I remember a few years back in doing the Oriole games, we put up one of your high school pitching pictures, Cal, and you kind of had the flowing locks. As I look out at Trevor Gott, the flowing locks coming out of the. Remember, see Gott? You liked that look?
But
That's how Junior was back in the early. When would that have been? Late 70s, wasn't it?
Junior had the straighter hair. It looks like Gott and Devin over there at first base kind of got the perms together.
Bird Fidrich.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Bird
better.
Fidrich style. How's
Mark
that?
Fidrich, right.
There's some.
My daughter gives me grief. She sees old pictures and calls my look the Princess Leia look.
That's bounced it a short.
Well, that'll tell you if
Stephen
outfielders are ready.
Hoagland make the play and throw out DuPont. So Hoagland gets a little action at shortstop behind Trevor Gott. Still scoreless after 3 1/2. Very stylish saxophone rendition of God Bless America here at Cal Seniors Yard. We're in Aberdeen, Maryland. We're delighted you're a part of it on Comcast Sportsnet. Right here at the Cal Ripken World Series. We're in the United States Championship game. Fellas, let's go back to inning number 3. QB Meyer on the mound, and he was making pitches when he had to on the corners.
Well, we talked about him, QB, being a strikeout artist, and here's a few examples of that. Mixes in his breaking ball, fastball up and away, actually fastball right by you.
We're going to get a little comparison of Andy Pettit's follow through there with that high leg coming up over right there. I saw it right there.
That was a very strong call on your part, the Andy Pettit call.
I got those skills.
We have a change of pitcher.
Yes, you showed us that.
We have a change of pitcher.
We do.
Well, the Andy Pettit pitch-alike guy has moved over to first base now as QB Meyer will move over to first base. And on the mound now is for Hawaii is going to be Jordan DuPont. So DuPont started this game, I do believe, at at second base. And now yes, he did. And so now he'll come over from his second base post and head to the mound here in inning number 4. So QB Meyer goes the first 3 innings and worked out of that 2-on spot.
Okay, for Jordan here, it might be safe to say that Jordan is not a strikeout artist. He's a control type pitcher here. He's pitched 5 innings in the tournament, and he's punched down 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. Got a win in the tournament. So they might be invoking a similar strategy as the Lexington team. Putting QB at first base and maybe bringing him back. What do you think, Bill?
It's a possibility. But the key here with the Hawaii guys starting off this game is they've done a pretty good job eliminating the free pass. They've given up more free passes compared to the 4 teams that were in the semis right here, letting free base runners happen. And I think Lexington kind of wanted that today because they haven't been swinging the bat that well during the World Series. They've been relying strictly on pitching. But they've done a nice job today of giving out the free passes.
So Jordan DuPont facing Reed Van Bussum, who got a piece of that as he falls in an 0-2 hole. So we've had moves now, of course. Gavin Okada has come in, guys, from right field to play second base. And Kaylani Lagat Crawford who started the game at first base, he's moved out to right field with, of course, QB Meyer moving from the mound to first base. So there's your defensive moves for Hawaii. Breaking ball. Did he get a piece?
Yep.
Yes, he did. Van Bussum will stay alive at the plate.
It's amazing, though, Reg, what you said last time about these pitchers' ability to go strike one. And Jordan may not necessarily be a strikeout guy, but quickly jumps up 0-2. And when you get a chance like that, you're as a hitter, you're on the defensive, and you might become more of a punch-out guy.
0-2 pitch that's flared up the middle. Beautiful diving grab from Timmy Arakawa. He laid out behind the bag, and the Ripken guys love that middle infield play.
We like that.
I think he's a candidate for the Get Dirty award.
There might be a little bit of dirtiness in his future. He jammed one up the middle. He's running out of the box thinking, I got a knock, and denied.
Full extension,
Nice
Rip.
stretch out right there.
Beautiful play.
Timmy Arakawa, outstanding glove work there.
He might have a little strawberry, though, the way he was limping around.
Yeah. It would have hurt worse if he'd have missed it. Then he'd had the strawberry. He might have a little blood on those knees.
Well, that's going to get Scout McCamey to the plate now.
That's what my little boy said when he played up here in the tournament. He said, you have the best field, but the dirt's too hard.
Oh, yeah? He had the, okay, well.
That'll keep you humble.
Oh,
DuPont found the outside corner to his liking.
Said, but you didn't find any bad hops, did you?
No.
Immaculately manicured. Bill Ripken, a part of the grounds crew here.
If I have to.
Billy
Saw you doing it yesterday.
Billy does it all.
Saw you doing it.
It's a definition of utility player.
Had some rain here yesterday before the quarterfinals, and about 11 o'clock in the morning, Bill was out there working with the grounds crew.
Got to hang some signs. You
The
got to
field
move
ready.
some bleachers. You got to do it all.
Yeah.
Hey, the bunt strategy is still in play.
It's a little interesting there. It's a bunt strategy just to put it in play too. It's really not bunting for a base hit, but if they're trying to bank on forcing the Hawaii guys to make a play.
Van Bussum looked like he was trying to take that the opposite way as that count evens at 2-2 now. Jordan DuPont on the mound. He came in from second base, replacing QB Meyer, who worked the first 3 innings in this nothing duel. 2-2 pitch on the ground up the middle. Backhanded, but that throw won't be in time. Infield base hit for Scout McCamey as Gavin Okada made the backhanded play but could not throw out McCamey. Let's check in downstairs with Brent Harris.
Well, Michael, I'm over in the Oahu, Hawaii dugout, and they have these tea leaves spread all across the back of the dugout. Talking to the players and the coaches there, they said this is good luck. They brought it with them from Hawaii, the 5,000-mile trip. They said this is what it takes to get a little good luck, so it's here, and hopefully it pays off. But I'll tell you, Michael, I pulled this from the dugout. I got to put it back real quick because I'm hoping it doesn't have maybe an adverse effect on these guys. So I'm going to put it back now.
I think that's a very wise move, Brent Harris, because you know what? If they thought that you were the reason that things didn't go their way, they'd come after you. Putting that bunt down, Tyler Wells. And that throw will be to first base. Now wheeling to third with Meyer covering, and that throw across will get Scout McCamey. He tried to go from first to third on the bunt attempt. QB Meyer charged the bunt and then rotated all the way to third base, guys, to take the throw.
I don't remember that diagrammed as one of our plays.
We're still scoreless. We'll talk about it more when the 5th inning rolls around next. We just talked about rotation and wheel plays and what have you. This is rather unconventional.
Yeah, we were trying to say keep it simple, but this is the typical 5-4-3 inning-ending double play that you might see. There's the 5 to the 4, and where's QB? How did you get over there? That's unbelievable.
Certainly, and this is a design play for sure. He never stopped running. He was going to go all the way to first and third, bunt it to third baseman, make him make the play. The catcher normally would recognize that, and if the catcher gets caught sleeping, then the guy beats it to third base.
That's unbelievable. That's your 5-4-3 double play that I don't think I've ever seen like that.
Kentucky now making a move behind the plate as Trevor Gott has gone back to shortstop, and Stephen Hoagland is back on the mound. So Hoagland and Gott continue to go on that yo-yo string between shortstop and the mound.
We were talking earlier about Big Papi.
Yes.
Can you picture Big Papi in the big leagues, charging a bunt and getting to third and beating somebody?
Or how about Big Daddy when Cecil Fielder was imagine Seth trying to get over there and beat somebody?
Seth might have stopped and thrown the catcher down the third base line to get there. That's a 5-4-3 double play that just did not look right.
Bill Ripken was on that right away. Cal, he said it to us.
I would have never
gotten going to break. 5-4-3. Kudos to you.
And I don't imagine
the circuitous route to do it. Yeah.
They say you learn something new every day. I don't believe that I've ever seen the 5-4-3 double play done that way.
No.
In all the games that we've seen.
No. You know what? I got to give some big tip of the cap to Gavin Okada, the little man who came and played second base that inning. He made he recognized that Scout McCamey was going. He made a strong throw over to Meyer at third base and kind of like a quarterback hit a running target.
It was a mismatch there blocking third base.
Yes, it was.
It's drilled up the middle and under the glove of Trevor Gott. Base hit. So Kalani Lagat Crawford with a base hit to start out inning number 5 for Hawaii. Let's go downstairs to Brent Harris as he checks in with the skipper of the Oahu, Hawaii squad, Gerald Oda.
Thank you, Michael. With the skipper, Gerald Oda, and we knew this would be a pitcher's duel. A lot of good defense. You just got that great double play in the last inning, but you just need one break there, Skip, and you got a base runner now.
Yeah, it's a great game. Hats off to the Kentucky team. We knew this was going to be a very tough game, and we're just having fun. We're going to lose. We're having a great time already. For us, we already won. I mean, just being here, enjoying this game. Like we told our kids, enjoy this moment. And I mean, this is a once in a lifetime. Come on, get there. Oh my God! Ooh, good play by Kentucky. But you know what? Great defense, both sides. Both sides. Great defense.
All right, thanks, Skip, for coming by. Good luck the rest of the game.
Thank you very, very much. Aloha. Thank you.
Aloha it is, and he said he's going to be here, guys, but I have a feeling he would love to be in that championship game tomorrow night.
No question about that, Brent, and he was trying to will that what would have been a sacrifice bunt from Cash Kalohelane, but you saw that outstanding throw to second base to cut down Lagat Crawford, the lead runner.
That's the nice thing about being able to bring your shortstop in when Trevor's pitching to pitch, because he handled that ball, he fielded it nicely, made a quick decision, made a great throw, turned into an infielder really quick.
Well, that'll get to the plate now. Joe Yokoi for his first plate appearance. Yokoi, who came in and played left field. With Cash Kalohelani at first base here in the top of inning number 5. Delighted you're a part of it. This is the United States, the national championship game here in the Cal Ripken World Series. And in this scoreless duel between Hawaii and Kentucky in inning number 5, the winner of this advances to tangle with the Mexican national squad, who will be looking to win their 3rd consecutive championship of the Ripken World Series tomorrow night.
How great was that to hear the coach of the Hawaii team? You know, I've already told my boys that we've already won. Enjoy this moment. We're having a great time enjoying this game. That's about as positive as you ever want to see in a pressure cooker semis game here to get to the championship.
That's certainly a way to deflate the pressure, make them enjoy the game, let them have fun, let them compete.
Terrific stuff from Gerald Oda, as Timmy Arakawa, who's reached on a walk today in his 2 plate appearances. This is the leadoff hitter, left-handed hitting shortstop, facing Stephen Hoagland, as that count evens at 1-1.
We might play 20 innings too. I mean, I don't want to like jinx us or anything and then start seeing some field goals and touchdowns being scored, but
catcher.
This is trouble.
Popped up, and coming from the mound will be Stephen Hoagland to make that play near the 3rd baseline. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. No one able to dent the board as Hawaii and Kentucky duel. Cal Seniors Yard has seen a lot of pitching prowess and defensive expertise in this championship day of Cal Ripken World Series baseball, as we now head to inning number 5, and QB Meyer, guys, is coming back to the mound for Hawaii.
QB's back.
This is a scorekeeper's nightmare right now. Because we got the right fielder back at first. I'm assuming
yeah.
We got the...
Yep.
I
Gavin
can't figure
Okada is staying at second base. Now, Legot Crawford has come, you're right, Bill, from right field back to first base. So let's see if we got it here.
I do not know.
Our stage manager, Maggie, she's been on top of it all day long. Good stuff. Good stuff in catching the changes. So in right field now for Hawaii is Jordan DuPont. He took a turn on the mound.
Right.
So DuPont's in right field. Okada stays at second base, and Legot Crawford comes back to first base.
It's easy.
Very easy.
I got it now.
All right. Here's Tyler Wells to lead things off, and that is slashed to right. Base hit for Wells to open up inning number 5 for Kentucky, as he ripped that shot the opposite way for a leadoff base hit.
Sorry, I got a little excited right there.
Yeah.
That was the hardest ball hit in a long time.
Yes, it was. That was his first hit of the series.
Fastball, outside, no, outside middle. He just went down and smacked it. Bam.
Wham.
First base hit, Cal. Very opportune time here, leading off the bottom of the 5th. Grant Garrett going to show bunt. As Ryan Cortez charging from third. Legot Crawford from first.
I think Crawford will run over there to third base on the design play.
That could be like Big Poppy running over there. But Devin Jackson was out warming up in the Kentucky bullpen. And he throws the ball pretty well as well. And looks like they're trying to push one run across. I think both teams would sell about anything they had right now to get one run.
Playing small ball. A little small ball.
The bunt attack has been pretty prevalent today, hasn't it? Grant Garrett trying to get one down here. Took that pitch that misses. Cal, I want to ask, you know, we were talking about taking the pressure off, like manager, we heard from manager Gerald Oda. I mean, I guess those are the naysayers that say in this area of youth baseball that at this age maybe there's a little bit too much pressure placed on these kids. What would you say to those that have that opinion about baseball being played at this level by 11 and 12-year-olds?
Well, I really think the pressure has jumped all the way down below 12-year-olds, down to the 8-year-olds. And I think that maybe the intentions are all good, is that the volunteers and the coaches and the parents want to do what's best for their kids, and they're a little bit more demanding. I would just say think of yourself as a kid and try to return the game to the kids. You know, you organize it, you kind of structure it, you support it, but try to react as if you've seen it all. Don't overreact. And you could tell there's not a lack of competitiveness here.
Yep.
It's just a certain framing and a certain fun. But you can tell by the reactions of everybody, coaches and players included, that they're competing and they're competing right.
Well said. We saw just Cash Kalohelani come out and put away that pop foul bunt attempt a moment ago. And now that pitch from QB Meyer got by Kalohelani back to the screen, and it allows Tyler Wells to move into scoring position.
That's the area right there that you get out of a sacrifice bunt situation. The guy pops it up, and you get the out. And very next pitch, you go ahead and move him over for him. That could be a big play in this game.
Stephen Hoagland, he split time between shortstop and the mound, got a chance to help his ball club. He's taking a shot the other way. This Hawaii defense swung well around to right. I mentioned Jordan DuPont in right field. He's playing it like he would a strict left-handed pull hitter down near that right field corner.
Well, both teams have shaded the defense to the opposite side when they had their power guys throwing.
Pretty breaking ball from QB Meyer, and it just absolutely locked up Stephen Hoagland.
But it's kind of funny, though, if you're going to shade your guys around the other way, you don't want to be throwing them a slow breaking ball.
Something they can turn on and pull, huh?
Speed the bat head up and put it in play.
Fastball high and away.
And 1-2 pitch. This is driven to right. DuPont is there to put it away. Here comes the throw to third. It'll get by Cortez, but backed up by QB Meyer. Tyler Wells got in ahead of that throw that skipped by Ryan Cortez. QB Meyer in the right spot once again.
Again, you're right. That's a rarity, too, at this level in this age group. Sometimes the pitcher wants to rivet himself on the mound. We're talking about the positioning of the right fielder. The ball's hit right to him. He makes a strong throw towards third base. Got a little bit too tight.
But I would still, if I was nitpicking, QB was over there too late.
But
because if the ball didn't hit the screen,
right,
it was a couple inches higher, it's in the dugout and the run is scored.
But to give him some credit, because he still ended up getting over there. Because if he wouldn't have gotten over there at all, the guy could have walked home plate from there.
All right, guys, I'm going to have you into the mind of Gerald Oda. You're going to put Trevor Gott on for the second time here in a row. First base wasn't open last time. It is now.
It's not so much that if I would do it, but they will do it because they did it before.
Absolutely.
Maybe not.
If you're going to walk him with first and second, you're certainly.
All right, I'm scratching my head.
Oh no, they're going to go after him.
No, he's telling him to put him on.
I'm scratching my head.
Well, Trevor Gott against QB Meyer as he missed with that off-speed pitch.
He was signaling for. He just couldn't get the.
Oh, now yeah. He didn't get the attention of Cash Kalohelani, who now got it. The catcher for Hawaii.
So Trevor should just swung no matter what on that first pitch.
First one. Swing twice right now and see what happens.
Well, Trevor Gott is going to be issued his second intentional pass in the last 2 turns at the plate.
Well, they've made up their mind they're not going to let Trevor beat them, at least offensively.
But you know what? It's funny because just the statistical sheet, not a matchup sheet, but says you do that to face the leading RBI man on this ball club in Devin Jackson. Let's take a look at it.
There it is. Big play.
It got away to throw to the plate, and he got him.
Almost.
That throw to the plate, Cash Kalohelani put the tag on Tyler Wells.
It might have been worth trying, though.
As Gott tried to force the hand of the Hawaii defense after the intentional pass. And Gavin Okada has made his, so was that shortstop Timmy Arakawa, who made his second strong throw of the afternoon. Terrific defense from Hawaii, still scoreless. A lot of excitement here at the end, inning number 5. We're back at Cal Senior's Yard here on Comcast Sportsnet as we take a look at our WISC game summary. It has been pitching dominated once again with zeros on the board as, of course, QB Meyer and also Mason DuPont have combined to go 5 innings. And on the other side of things for Kentucky, Trevor Gott, Stephen Hoagland have whitewashed Hawaii. Have 7 base hits today. 6 of them have been of the 1 base variety. And fellas, surprise, we've got more defensive changes as Trevor Gott will leave the mound. Now he's going back to first base. Devin Jackson is going to come to the mound, and Stephen Hoagland is going to go back to where he started the game at shortstop.
I'm glad you got that covered.
Well, tell us about the guy that you dubbed Boomer Jr. because of the David Wells style look in Devin Jackson.
He's a little bit bigger of a kid. And, carrying stuff out there. He's got pretty decent mechanics, throws the ball pretty well. Lexington is deep. As you can see, he's not giving up an earned run. He's got 10 innings pitched.
He's going to face 2, 3, and 4 for Hawaii. This is Gavin Okeda. Okeda, who made the beautiful throw from first base to a on-the-move QB Meyer at third base to complete that double play back in the 5th inning.
He also has the ability to strike people out. 10 innings pitched, 18 punch-outs.
And I think he does it a little bit more with his breaking ball. Watching him warm up, he flips a breaking ball up there. Looks like he has some confidence in it. Not overpowering, not throwing as hard as some of these other guys. There's a breaking ball right there.
Breaking ball is lifted on the grass in shallow left, and Stephen Hoagland is there on the move to put it away for out number 1.
They bring the lefty matchup in on purpose, I think, in this particular inning.
To face QB. This young man right here. You're right, Cal. QB Meyer.
And as we saw earlier, even though that got through 3 1/3, that counts as an inning pitched when he comes in to get one hitter. So he got his 4 innings out of the way, so he's done. He cannot come back into this game.
Devin Jackson now trying to keep Kentucky clean in this 6th inning. You wonder, as QB Meyer took that slider on the outside corner, you wonder if young Mr. Meyer is thinking, I'm going to pitch that I can look to drive here in this scoreless game. Had that type of swing.
That might have been the one, too. I don't think Mr. Jackson's going to throw him the ball in there again. He's going to try to probably hit that outside corner or further. Wants a little revenge here for punching out against QB a couple times.
1-2 pitch. Ripped sharply. That's a base hit to right field by a diving Trevor Gott. Hard on the ground between Gott and second baseman Grant Garrett for the 1-out base hit for QB Meyer, his 2nd hit of the day.
I would think this is the matchup that Hawaii likes a little bit right now.
Cortez, that's right.
You got their big boy in the lineup right now. He had some real good swings on Trevor, just didn't seem to catch up with him.
Ryan Cortez taking the called strike. Again, he's homered twice in this Cal Ripken World Series. Stockily built right at 5'5", 5 feet 5 inches tall, but about 155 pounds is Ryan Cortez.
Got some power and he creates some good bat speed.
However, he's in an 0-2 hole against the left-handed reliever Devin Jackson of Kentucky. Struck him out, went upstairs and out of the strike zone and threw it right by Cortez, who has now fanned 3 times today.
Once again, I was very successful with my foreshadowing of this is the matchup that Hawaii wants.
And that he strikeout pitches his curveball.
All right, now you didn't have to pile on, dude. See, that's piling on. That's not even ball talk. Yeah, you're real funny. That's good.
The high fastball.
So here's Ryan Yamani. Yamani has flied out and fanned today. He had a pretty good rip.
Yes, he did.
What kind of speed does Devin have? You get a reading on him?
No, I heard that our gun only lasts a game and a half.
Game and a half?
Yeah.
As long as Director of Communications John Maroon deemed so. Pretty nice breaking ball from Devin Jackson.
There it is.
That was a good breaking ball.
That was.
Now he's going to throw his hard chi.
Excellent foreshadowing.
We should do a little shampoo commercial right here. Some nice hair.
That's on a soft line to Trevor Gott, who'll put it away. He'll take care of Yamani. And Hawaii is done here in the top half of inning number 6. Could it be winning time for Lexington? That is the hardware that they will play for tomorrow evening at the Cal Ripken World Series Championship game. That is a beautiful championship trophy that will go to the victor. It will be either the team from Mexico, who has earned their way in the championship game, or the winner, and we might say, guys, a survivor of this one in the scoreless duel in the bottom of the 6th is Lexington, Kentucky, with a chance to win it in walk-off fashion right here.
sudden death right now.
Yeah.
The advantage of being the home team.
Well, that left-hander QB Meyer is going to go back to the mound to face Devin Jackson, Stephen Kimbrell, and Reed Van Bussum. This is 4, 5, and 6 for Kentucky.
And through the eligibility, this is QB's last inning as well.
And he starts Jackson off with a breaking ball and had him well out in front.
He wanted to get that first pitch heater before he got him.
It hasn't been a real good day offensively, Bill, for the cleanup hitters today. They've fanned 5 times between them, Ryan Cortez and Devin Jackson. Somebody's due to bust out. On the ground, a second for Gavin Okada to pick that and throw out Jackson to open up the bottom of the 6th. Well, we've seen the managerial wheels spinning on both dugouts today in a variety of ways.
Really, have we?
Well, yeah.
Woo!
Thanks, partner. I appreciate that. The understatement of the afternoon.
The scorecard, if you actually made all the moves and did everything, would look pretty amazing in this game.
Well, let's say that things have not gone quite conventionally by the book of baseball today in this game.
There's certainly some thought that went behind those moves. And the strategies that are in play, they've all worked out so far.
Stephen Kimbrell, that comebacker. QB Meyer with the easy toss. Will retire Kimbrell for out number 2.
We've seen an awful lot of different type plays that you don't find too much when you watch the big leaguers play on TV. They try a little bit something different here, and what we've also seen is some very good execution to thwart some of those kind of unusual things.
Well, the base is clear and 2 down. Here's Reed Van Bussum. Van Bussum was robbed his last turn of the plate on that just dazzling play by little Timmy Arakawa, who laid out full extension behind the bag and robbed him of a base hit. Ooh, pretty good heat from QB Meyer there.
QB reached back on that one. That might have been one of his better fastballs.
It is looking more and more like it's going to take
play 20
extra frames to get this one decided today.
Looks like Timmy is at shortstop is wearing his hat to protect the sun. We can get a good look at that.
He's wearing it like a lefty?
Yeah, exactly. We can get a close-up shot of him at shortstop.
That's a good swing.
Or my eyes are playing tricks on me from up here.
No, I think he's a little bit sideways.
Reed Van Bussum facing QB Meyer and down in the count at 1-2. That's lifted to shallow center. Coming on is Ryan Yamane to make the grab, and we're going to inning number 7. Nothing happening through 6, still scoreless. Before we start inning number 7, let's go back to inning number 4 and take a look at our Whisk Dirty Play of the game. Oh, Timmy Arakawa, you can't do it any better than that, can you, Cal?
No.
He's dirty.
Straight on the run, straight dive. And that was my vote anyway, long time ago.
Dirty.
Today's dirtiest play being brought to you by Whisk Laundry Detergent. Go ahead, get dirty like Timmy Arakawa did as he laid out to take a base hit away from Reed Van Bussum. So we head to inning number 7 now. Extra frames here with Devin Jackson back on the mound in this scoreless duel, and he's in the strike zone to quickly get ahead of Jordan DuPont. DuPont will be followed by Kalani Lagat Crawford and then Cash Kaloheilani. That'll get out of play right side. Well, again, strike 1, strike 2, bang, bang. The hitters immediately put on defensive and in a hole.
It puts you in a heck of a lot better position as a pitcher if you can figure out that strike 1's important. Work fast, throw strikes. You got it.
Breaking ball, and he'll fan Jordan DuPont as that breaking ball down and in under his hands, and Jackson has the strikeout to open up the 7th inning.
So let me see. Was that a breaking ball for a strikeout?
I believe you're right.
Kind of what it was? Okay, good. Just checking. Didn't see you chirping about that one, did you? Okay.
I was going to give you a chance to get back at me.
All right.
Kalani Lagat Crawford. He's split time between first base and right field today. He had the base hit that started the fifth inning. And Hawaii threatened against the Kentucky pitching. And Kentucky pitching has featured Trevor Gott, Stephen Hoagland, and Devin Jackson now.
And here's going to be the thing about the overall team concept, and you need more than just one horse.
Towering drive, deep left center. Does it got a chance? See you later. A solo blast for Kalani Lagat Crawford. He went out of here.
Wow.
That's
a big ball right there.
That's a big ball.
That's a bomb.
It's the amazing thing right here. You see how quick, when I was talking about kids can wear their emotion on their sleeves. Hanging breaking ball.
Breaking ball stayed up.
And he waited for it, and he hit that ball a long way. It's kind of like Kansas City when you hit one up on the bank, and it kind of trickles down.
Kalani Lagat Crawford.
His first homer of the tournament.
Going deep at the right time.
I'd say he picked a pretty good time.
Inning number 7, and now we see the big meeting on the mound. Kenny Gatt, the manager of this Lexington, Kentucky Southeast Divisional champion. And they are loving it back on the island of Oahu, as well as those that have traveled here to Aberdeen, Maryland, to follow the Pacific Region champion. And to beat some, Bill, you were saying yesterday, this team had to beat that ball club from up in Washington.
Right.
Always a good, Hawaii had to beat some good squads out in the Pacific Northwest to get here.
There's a lot of good teams, and when you think about it, and the competition gets better and better, and once you go through your district, then you got to win your states. You got to go to region. You're going against 8 state champions in your region. And then when you get here, you're going against the best. Obviously, Devin's a little emotional right there. Let's see if he can get it back together and kind of hold them at 1 and see what they can do in the bottom half of the 7th.
Cass Kaloheilani with that bullet base hit up the middle. I like the way that young man plays this game. Gal, we were talking about him earlier. He swings the bat, short, quick stroke, and he runs the game well from behind the plate, too.
Oh, absolutely. Right on all of those things. I keep wondering, and you notice this more at the youth level, when they say hitting is contagious, and you might argue that momentum doesn't carry over in baseball, but it certainly does. You know, once the burden of scoring that run was lifted off your shoulders, it gives a freedom for everybody else to swing the bat. And a lot of times you pile on and get a couple more insurance runs when you're able to break through.
We'll see now as Corey Quiamzon has had a chat with the Hawaii coaching staff. He's going to swing away and pop it up on the right side. And make that grab, Grant Garrett, the second baseman, on the edge of the outfield grass for out number 2. So Quiamzon popping out.
Remember, we talked about Hawaii. It's all about the offense. And, you know, this game proves that it's not all about the offense. But what a heck of a job. They were averaging 10 runs per game. And they scored their first run here in the 7th inning in this game.
Well, in one of their wins over, I believe it was Marblehead, Mass, didn't they put 23 touchdowns on the board?
They dropped some big numbers.
3 touchdowns, 21 run out bursts.
They got the 3 touchdowns and the safety.
Yeah.
And we called off the jam.
Ouch. Looks like he got hit swinging at that ball.
Timmy Arakawa. That pitch rode in on his hands, and he was able to fight it off.
Must have hit the bat, because I don't see him shaking his hand.
Glad it did, Cal. That sounded like flesh from up here. Now, Arakawa facing Devin Jackson. That's roped to right, base hit. Getting on that baseball quickly in right field for Stephen Kimbrell. And he'll hold Kaloheilani at second base, but Well, Cal, you made a terrific point. Sets that home run, a towering shot that got out of here from Lagak Crawford. Kalo Heilani, and now Timmy Arakawa with ripped base hits.
It is one of those unexplainable things in baseball, is that hitting is contagious. You never really understood that because somebody else comes up, but I think it has everything to do with relaxing. Once you get the one run across, everybody else relaxes and allows their abilities to come through.
Gavin Okada. That pitch missed up and in.
You got to score one to win anyway.
That's correct.
So Devin needs to keep battling. He needs to keep that at one run. Give his team a chance.
Now the 1-1 pitch to Okada. Breaking ball.
Good block.
Pounced on by Aaron Broom. Or Austin Broom, rather, as he kept that in front of him. We're in the 7th. Kalani Lagak Crawford with that long home run. Solo blast at deep left center. Has put the only run of this game on the board. And if it holds up, could it be possible that we have a pair of 1-0 championship game finals to get to the World Series championship game tomorrow? That's driven to right. Garrett's there. He's got it to end the inning. So that'll do it here in inning number 7, but not before. This from Kalani Lagak Crawford. He said, "Get out of here," with that towering blast that has put Hawaii on top. 1-0 Hawaii as they try to put it away now here behind Jordan DuPont here in the bottom of the 7th. As that solo home run that punctuated the 7th inning offense from Kalani Lagak Crawford. And now Jordan DuPont, fellas, we saw him work an inning a little bit earlier in this one. He's going back to the mound to try to close this one down and get the save.
So what you're saying is there's a couple more moves defensively.
Yeah, a couple more moves. You want to go through them this time?
QB goes back to 1B. DuPont's pitching. And the big man who just went bridge jumping back out to right field. That's it, sports fans. His 3 changes, it's not that tough.
Tremendous. Now, let's see, 7, 8, and 9 scheduled for Kentucky as they try to stay alive here. Scout McCamey to lead this one off. Now, he had the base hit to start inning number 4, his last turn at the plate. McCamey, Austin Broom, and Tyler Wells scheduled against Jordan DuPont, who's got a piece of that outside corner to get ahead to start the bottom of the 7th.
Strike one.
It's been the order of the day for pitching. And now this 13th inning of baseball we've seen today through the 2 championship games. And quickly 0-2 on Scout McCamey, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Well, they'd love, Kentucky that is, to get McCamey aboard, who can run.
They've got to get something going. They got to have a base runner.
0-2 pitch. Fought off that slow breaking ball.
They've struggled all World Series long in scoring runs. They've done it with all their pitching, and as you can see, they've only given up 1 through 7, but they haven't scored yet.
We talked about Hawaii, how they came in here swinging the bats better than any team in the Ripken World Series, a 389 team average, but they were quieted today by Kentucky's pitching. But they've used their own stellar pitching and great defense at times. Just terrific defense to be able to keep Kentucky off the board. DuPont rocks and fires that 1-2 pitch. Count evens at 2-2.
It's a good at bat. He's battling.
Yeah, he's guarding the plate.
Dropped 0-2. Fouled off a tough curveball. He took a couple pitches. It's back to 2-2. See, he's really choked up. He says, I don't want to punch out right here. I want to put this ball in play. It's his job to get on base, see if they can't do something.
Ground ball right side. Gavin Okada will throw out Scout McCamey for out number 1 here in the 7th.
It was a good job battling right there with that at bat. Did everything he could try to do. This is a pretty good job by QB getting back to the base. He started after the ball and says, oh, I got to get there. Gets there in plenty of time, or the nick of time, to make a play.
Here's Austin Broom as DePont will miss upstairs.
Is Austin still looking for his first hit?
And looks at a called strike as that count evens. Defensive excellence has been the key to this one today by this Oahu, Hawaii Pacific Division champion. That have impressed everybody here at the Ripken World Series. Chasing out of the zone is Austin Broom, and now he's in a 1-2 hole against Jordan DuPont. Now to look at Gerald Oda, the manager of Hawaii. As he has pushed all the right buttons, Cal, and pulled all the right levers today.
And he's pushed a lot of buttons.
Boy, he
pulled
has.
a lot of levers.
Got him swinging. Let's take a look at the defensive excellence I just mentioned from this Oahu, Hawaii defense. Been terrific all day long.
Here's your unorthodox 5-4. Oh, to 3 double play, and QB putting up a roadblock over there at third base.
And inning number 5, and the throw back to the plate from Timmy Arakawa. That's a second excellent defensive play he's made today, fellas.
Tried to do a little trickery when they were intentionally walking Gott right there, see if they couldn't trick him into giving up a run, and Team Hawaii said no.
Tyler Wells had a couple of base hits today. Wells with hitting in the number 9 spot is at 2 knocks, 2 for 2.
Down to their last hope. He'd love to go 3 for 3 right here.
Got to turn that lineup over and get it to Grant Garrett, the leadoff hitter. Breaking ball. This is flared to left, coming on and making the grab. Joe Yokoya in Hawaii has got a chance to win a Cal Ripken World Series title tomorrow night.
Well played game. Well-played game.
Another one of those good defensive plays to end the game right there.
Absolutely. I thought that was in there.
I did too.
It's an emotional time right now, but you look back and it'll be one of those experiences that you'll really cherish. 2 well-played games today.
They both end 1-0. Mexico beating the Dominican Republic on the international side, and in 7 innings on the Jelani Lagat Crawford solo home run belt, Hawaii outlasts Kentucky 1-0 in 7. Let's take a look at our Nike Baseball outstanding players of the game. Guys, for Hawaii, it's got to be the big masher in the 7th inning, Jelani Lagat Crawford, and we got to go with a trio of Lexington, Kentucky players because they were that good and superb all day long.
Yeah, well, the big man hitting a homer, when you go deep and that's your only point, guess what? you can be player of the game right there.
You have to be. And QB certainly played a big role in many different ways. On the mound, and the great play from first base, backing up third base. There was a number of things that ways that he contributed today, but you have to give it to the big bopper.
Stars aplenty all over Cal Senior's yard on this United States National Championship game. Kalani Lagat Crawford, solo home run shot, leads Hawaii over Lexington, Kentucky. Don't go away. We'll come back and break it down further right after. Comcast Sportsnet's presentation of the Cal Ripken World Series has been brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Also by Whisk Laundry Detergent. Go ahead. Get dirty. By Nike Baseball and the Nike Aero bats. They're the quickest bats in baseball. And by your Baltimore area Chevrolet dealers. They're proud official sponsors of the Cal Ripken World Series. Had to go 7 instead of the regulation 6. But Kalani Lagat Crawford with a towering solo home run on the grassy embankment in deep left center in the top of the 7th. And Hawaii made it stand up. Their 1-0 win over Kentucky in the United States Championship game. Gerald Oda, a happy manager on the Hawaii side as he joins our Brent Harris. Gentlemen.
Oahu, Hawaii, the international champions, joined by the skipper Gerald Oda, and we talked about it during the game. It would take maybe one play. You got a big one with the home run in the 7th.
Well, before we talk to our kids, I want to hats off to the Kentucky team. Great bunch of kids, great coaches, great parents. It was one of those games. It was just a pleasure, just being able to be a part of this game. No, it could have gone either way. We were just fortunate enough that the batter we had at the plate, he was struggling this whole tournament. He just took that one pitch and he swung hard, and lucky for us, we got it over.
But you also told your kids just before the extra innings began, you said you have dreamed of this. Go out and do it.
There's a drill that we do every day at the end of the practice. We say it's bottom of the 6th inning, whether it's the last out, tie run or 0-0, whatever. We say, hey, be the hero. Instead of worrying about being the guy that strikes out and makes the error, be the guy that makes the hero, makes the play, makes the hit. And the kids just perform well today. I'm proud of our kids today.
Coach, congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
2 undefeated teams will play for the Cal Ripken World Series tomorrow night here at Cal Seniors Yard. And guys, I guess the tea leaves did the job.
Yeah, and you had them in your hand too, Brent Harris. Nice job today, and we'll see you tomorrow. And fellas, I don't know. I mean, what more could you ask for? He could have scripted that better out of Hollywood. 2 1-0 games with tremendous plays on the mound defensively all over the place, and some clutch hitting as we saw.
Well, I was thinking the same thing about the tea leaves, and I was wondering if he disturbed them in any sort of way. But absolutely, 1-0 games truly can be exciting, and we witnessed 2 very good games today.
Bill, we're going to do it again tomorrow night. Championship on the line.
Probably going to be about 9-8, though. We're not going to have any
go the other way, huh?
anymore.
Outstanding job by both Cal Ripken Jr. and Billy Ripken today here at their father Cal Seniors Yard, and we know that you enjoyed it. So the final score in the United States Championship game of the Cal Ripken World Series: the gang from Oahu, Hawaii beating Kentucky 1-0. Now stay tuned for Sports Night. It's coming up next. The Cal Ripken World Series returns to Comcast Sportsnet tomorrow night at 7 o'clock as Mexico battles Oahu, Hawaii for the Ripken World Series Championship. It's a tremendous day from all of our talented crew, and for Brent Harris, Cal and Bill Ripken, our producer Chris Grain, director Bill Bell, and all of our terrific crew here in Aberdeen. I'm Michael Regai, wishing you a good Saturday night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.